Set the Tone podcast, where we tell you about football and health. So, segment one, we're going to go through the week 8 schedule and who each of us thinks is going to win. So, we're going to go from Jumo to me to Nikki. Here we go. This is episode 1 of the podcast. For, we're going to try to do a couple more episodes. Let's go. We have to introduce ourselves.
My name is Jude.
Jude Morrison.
Yeah.
I am Justin Woods.
I'm Nick.
Nick Foster. All right, let's go. Game 1, Ravens versus Buccaneers, Jude.
You know, Tom Brady, he's been struggling this year. Receiving core, a lot of injuries, really bringing down their team. Ravens, solid. Lamar Jackson, man, had an MVP start.
Oh, yeah.
So for this reason, I'm gonna go for the Baltimore Ravens.
Solid pick. Bucks just lost to Panthers like 20-something to 3, right?
Yeah.
That's pitiful. Broncos versus Jaguars.
Broncos and Jaguars, not the two best teams in the league, but Russell Wilson's been struggling with a shoulder injury. That's been tough. Trevor Lawrence is on the rise. So, for that reason, I'm going to go with the Jaguars.
Solid. Dolphins versus Lions.
A fresh Tua may still have a little bit of concussion left in there, but I think Dolphins are still an extremely solid team, while the Lions have a Jared Goff who has had an on and off season so far, and a minor St. Brown coming back from another concussion injury. So
Right.
I'm going to go with the Dolphins.
And all these concussions, right? You may be wondering, what is a concussion? Right? So,
A concussion is a type of traumatic brain injury, or what's short for TBI, caused by a bump, blow, or jolt to the head, or by a hit to the body that causes the head back and brain to move rapidly back and forth. The sudden movement can cause the brain to bounce around or twist in the skull, creating chemical changes in the brain and sometimes stretching and damaging brain cells. Joe Burrow's comment on this said that no matter how good you make the helmets, how much rules you play, how much rules you put in the football game, the game of football will always have concussions in it because there's 300-pound linemen running 20 miles per hour at you.
Right, that's a great point. And with all these concussions, the NFL had to create a whole new concussion protocol, now being a little bit more strict on keeping the concussions out of the game and saving the players for the season.
this is their livelihood, 'cause
Yeah.
we think about stars like Brett Favre, who had numerous concussions over his career, and now he's
Luke Kuechly.
Kuechly, they're struggling in life now due to these concussions. It's not this is their job, but it does have to be their lives too.
Sad, man.
It's sad. It just is. I don't know if it's really worth it to put your body through all this stuff just to be a star for a couple years.
I think
You got to live what, the next 40, 50 years of your life.
Yeah. I think it's worth it though.
Hey,
All right.
$10 million.
To each its own.
$10
To each its own.
Let's get
Okay.
back to this.
Let's get back to this. Panthers versus Falcons. I don't think this should be a very difficult choice.
This actually is quite the difficult choice. Because the Panthers,
UFC South matchup.
they just traded away CMC,
Christian McCaffrey.
and
Another
Chuba
injured
Hubbard and Foreman, they're finally getting their chance. And with the Falcons, man, solid receiving core,
Not really.
solid tight end, defense, man, they've been struggling. For that reason, I'm going to go with the Panthers.
And the Panthers are
The
also
upset.
The upset.
We're going
of
for the
season.
upset.
I don't think that's so much of the upset. The Falcons are still bad.
The Falcons.
And the
okay.
Panthers are coming off a 20-3 win.
I think that Hubbard and Foreman are just
Against
The Bucks.
arguably, okay, yes.
the Bucks.
Yeah.
But I still argue the fact that the Panthers are the worst team in the league at the moment. So, If you can name another team, I'd love to hear it. But let's get. All right. How about this? How about we each, say who we think is going to win each game.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna restart. Jumo's already done.
Start back.
4.
Ravens, Buccaneers. I'll go with the Ravens.
I too go with the Ravens.
I got Bucks.
All right. Upset alert.
Upset.
Broncos, Jaguars. I'm taking the Jaguars. A lot of faith in Trevor Lawrence.
I'm taking the Broncos.
Really?
Yes.
I'm taking the Jags. I don't think it's as much of an underdog as some people may seem it is, but Jags.
Dolphins, Lions. Stick with my choice of the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill's gonna get the receptions and targets that he's been needing.
I'm gonna go also with the Dolphins, but I think Jalen Waddle's gonna be getting the reps that he needs.
Yeah.
I think Dolphins win off of the ground game with Raheem Mostert. Have him on my fantasy team.
Yep, I have Jalen Waddle, but
Yep.
he does not.
In that game, it's Tua Tagovailoa who has a concussion, right?
Yeah. Really, one of the worst concussions that has been seen in a while.
Yeah.
Had a lot of trouble remembering stuff, but new concussion protocols held him back, and now he's fine. Next game, Panthers, Falcons.
Well, that's a question. Is he fine?
We don't know yet.
We don't know yet. We'll see that this Sunday.
Panthers, Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
Wow.
Got a lot of faith in them.
Upset.
I think, Hubbard and Foreman, I think the loss of CMC could have been good. Could have raised the spirits of the could have raised the spirits of the running back, raised the spirits to the young and unexperienced passing game that the Panthers have.
Well, I as much as I'd like to see the Panthers come back from this pitiful start of a season, I'm still gonna have to go with the Falcons due to the fact that they just traded away Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey, which we will do this in a minute. He might still be a top 5 running back in the league. Definitely without a shadow of doubt, top 10. But we'll be talking about that later. Is he still a top 5 at the 49ers? Is he still gonna be a top 5 running back? So next game.
So Nick,
I'm sorry.
What do you have?
Oh, Panthers, Falcons. I hate both the teams because they're in the same division as the Saints.
Yeah.
But I'm going with the Falcons.
Smart decision.
The Panthers, I got a good bit of faith. The week that DJ Moore had last week really shows the whole league what the Panthers can do.
Yes, and I had him on my bench.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs, who got 0.
Next game.
Next game, Cardinals versus the Vikings. Jumo, what?
This game right here, a lot closer than people may think. Cardinals, rough start of the year.
Rough start.
But I can tell that Kyler Murray wants it extremely bad, and he is picking up his game.
He was.
Whereas the Vikings, they had an off week last week, so they're going to be fresh. Dalvin Cook had a great week 2 weeks ago, and I think he's going to come back strong. I'm going to have to take the Vikings on this one.
Oh. All right.
What do you say, Justin?
Cardinals versus Vikings. I don't like how the Vikings defense has been performing.
Yeah.
I think they've had some really poor, just all around football plays. They haven't or lack thereof. There wasn't many football plays. I think they're playing another sport, but I couldn't tell you which one it is because they look like a bunch of little girls out there. So I'm gonna have to go. I mean, even with D-Hop coming back for the Cardinals with Kyler Murray there, you got. I don't know. Is James Cook still out? Not James Cook. James Conner still out?
I think so.
So Eno Benjamin's still on that starting RB1 spot. I think it's going to be an offense versus offense game. I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. I don't think either of the defenses are going to do anything. So, if I just had to guess, I'm going to have to go the Vikings. I think Justin Jefferson.
James Conner, he has a decent amount of skill. He has a very high chance of coming back this week, but I just don't think that he's going to be 100%. I think they're going to stick with Eno Benjamin in this one.
I think they will.
Y'all are tripping. I'm going with Vikings.
I Vikings too.
Oh, yeah,
we both said Vikings.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go with the Vikings too.
Yeah.
They're 5-1 at the top of the NFC North.
All right, let's go.
D Hop also took steroids.
And many people may ask, what really is a steroid?
A steroid is a body enhancing drug that has many side effects. There's many types of steroids. You can use trenbolone acetate. There is, many other things. You can use simple testosterone injections. But the sad fact is that many steroids can have very, very bad, very bad side effects. Trenbolone acetate, you can get pimples. There's also been many reports of liver failure and infertility.
Yep.
So once again, the question is it worth it?
No.
I'm gonna go with no.
No,
It's not.
Alright,
Stay natty.
All right,
All right.
next game.
Next game, baby. Bears versus Cowboys. Dude, Mo, what we think?
Bears, really been struggling. Really, they had a good win, a great win last night. But the Cowboys, a fresh Dak, hand injury, brutal, But CeeDee Lamb's on the rise. Zeke has been showing what he can do. So for that reason,
Zeke injury.
really.
Talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
for that reason,
Cameraman, Rhino.
even with Zeke with a small amount of, he might have a little bit of injuries with him, but I'm still gonna take the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They've been
Solid,
doing great
solid.
this year. They really proved to be a solid football team.
Really had a rough
Defense.
start, with the whole Dak injury.
Yeah.
I think they're definitely a team on the rise. I think they make the playoffs, honestly, this year.
Oh yeah,
100%. They might not win maybe more than one, maybe two.
yeah.
I don't have them in the bowl or anywhere near it. But I have them going further than a couple people are expecting. I'd have to say that.
Say Dak gets hurt again. Cooper Rush, he's really proved to be
Rush proved
a quarterback
to be
that can start
yes.
and show that he can win games.
For the same reason, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys. I think they're definitely a sleeper team. I think they're on the rise. I don't have really a problem with their defense. I'd say they're at a pretty solid defense. I think there's definitely better defenses, but there's also definitely worse defenses. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with the Cowboys 56. What we think?
I'm thinking that Cowboys D is best defense in the league.
Okay.
Definitely. If you have Trayvon Diggs, DeMarcus Lawrence, and then Michael Parsons on top of that, that's unstoppable. But I think I had the upset here. The Bears will beat the Cowboys.
Wow.
I have really no explanation for that.
You just said they have
All right.
That's all.
That's good.
No,
That's
that's
good.
not. I'm not even starting.
It's a good
You're
pick.
not
It's a good
starting
pick.
it.
It's okay.
Can you trade me too? Actually, no, I'm
All
not.
right, next
All right,
game.
we're getting off topic.
Next
We're
game.
getting off
Oh yeah, my fault. All right. Next game, Raiders versus the Saints. Who we got,
See,
Jude Mo?
This one right here, I don't want to be too biased as a Saints fan, but the Raiders, Derek Carr hasn't had the best season. Hunter Henry really been struggling with injuries, But Devontae Adams, great year so far. Saints, Jameis Winston, man, hurt,
Tragic.
terrible,
Tragic injury.
But receiving core, Jarvis Landry still out. Michael Thomas still out. That's a killer. They're gonna have to live with a fresh off concussion, Chris Olave.
See, we're hearing all these injuries, and with everything coming to the surface, with everything that played out with Tua Tagovailoa, how you pronounce it? Tagovailoa, right? Tua.
To a T.
To a T, With everything coming to surface with to a T, we're gonna have to, we're trying to spread awareness here about injuries in the NFL. So there's many ways to prevent injuries, but there's also it's something that happens. It's the risk of playing sports, and the only thing that can be improved is better equipment, better play style, and better clean football. So, if you go play football, we request that you play a good, clean game, respect to your opponents, your teammates, and yourself.
But after all that, Saints injuries, man, killing him. Taysom Hill trying to show himself, but I don't think that they're using him the way that they should. For that reason, I'm going to go with the Raiders. Raiders have a okay passing game. Josh Jacobs really been doing great. Saints defense haven't really been showing what they were expected to do. For that reason, I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Solid. Can't argue with you there. I too am going to be taking the Raiders just due to the fact that I think their offense is pretty electrifying. They have Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
As you said, Josh Jacobs. Hunter Renfrow is injured, another injury. He has been for the past couple weeks. He will be playing.
He will be playing
this week. He will be playing, coming off of an injury. So, and Darren Waller also injured currently.
I don't think he's going to get much playing time, if any, this week.
Boston Monroe. LSU.
And but I did read a report that said Darren Waller will be getting playing time. He will be limited though. So I'm still gonna take the Raiders. Nikki Six, what do you think?
How are you feeling about this one?
Wow. It's
Unbiased.
really got me mad. Yeah, it's my unbiased opinion. The Saints are a gritty team. The Saints are a gritty team with an awesome defense. The superstars they have there. They have a young talent, Chris Olave. He used to finally prove himself.
How do you feel about the loss of Gardner Johnson?
Oh, man, he was my favorite player on the team.
Yeah.
When he got traded, I was just like, that was a horrible trade, too. We got like a 6th round pick or something like that. We got like 2 picks. But whatever we got to do, keep up our cap space. And I think we have some people to back them up, like Paulson, Debo, Marshall Lattimore, obviously.
Right.
Nobody really can replace. Nobody
We
really
gotta get rolling.
stands.
Right.
We gotta get rolling.
We're going to move on to the next game.
We're not
Move on to the next game here.
Steelers Eagles.
Steelers. Man.
Obvious choice.
I think it's a pretty obvious choice here. Steelers have not been doing great. Najee Harris really hasn't proved to be a top 10, maybe even top 15 running back. And the Eagles, they haven't shown a single fall, offense or defense. For that reason, I'm going to take the Eagles.
I think it's an easy choice. I think this is also an easy choice. Are the Eagles undefeated, right?
They are.
They're undefeated.
Off
And
of
I
the bye
don't
week.
think they're going to get beat by the Steelers. Maybe the upset ends their season. Nikki Six, what we thinking? I'm taking Eagles.
I think the Steelers will win this game.
All right.
Of course.
Okay. Next game?
Patriots versus Jets.
Patriots,
Once
man.
again.
Really? They haven't been showing themselves lately. They played a Monday Night Football game, lost to the Bears. That's a killer. Ramondre Stevenson, been great. Damian Harris, off of an injury, don't know how he's going to be feeling. So, Jets, who thought that they were going to be a great team this year? 5-2, is that right? 4-2?
Yeah, 5-2.
5-2.
5-2.
Yeah. Who would have thought? So, for that reason, I'm going to go with the Jets. Keep it short.
Go with the Jets. Same for me. I'm going with the Jets. I think they're also a really big comeback team. Haven't been good in the past couple of years, really, ever. I think this is their, with the loss of Breece Hall, I think that's a very, very tragic thing. But with the gain of James Robinson, in with the old, or out with the old, in with the new, So it's time to, I think it's still going to be the Jets football game this coming Sunday, 12 o'clock to 30th.
Breece Hall.
What we thinking?
Breece Hall.
I think. Wait, is Bailey Zappi?
Yeah, Bailey Zappi is going to be the starting quarterback.
All right, I think the Patriots are going to win.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Breece Hall really struggling. Torn ACL, that's terrible. But James Robinson hasn't showed himself much this year.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna turn it around with the Jets.
Liking it. The Giants versus the Seahawks. I know that the Giants' record is better than the Seahawks, but Seahawks are. Oh, sorry, I skipped you.
You're fine.
I'm sorry, I skipped you. I skipped you.
You can go.
Okay, I'll go. I think that the Giants are 6-1.
Yep.
Seahawks are what, 3 or 4-3? 4-3.
That's not a good season.
4-3, not the best, right? But they are projected to win this game. I'm gonna go with the upset. I think the Giants take the dub. As much as I hate the Giants, I bet. Okay.
You know,
Hey, hot take. Nikki Six had. What?
Go with the G-Man, baby.
All right.
All
Nikki Six
day.
had
Right
Patriots
here.
beating Jets. All right.
G-Man.
All right, I'm gonna keep it short. Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, fresh off injury. Geno Smith on the rise, going with the Seahawks.
Let's talk about Saquon's injury. Saquon had what is it? A 20 ACL?
Okay, but keep it short. We talked about injuries. We have a whole injury segment coming up.
Okay. Saquon got hurt,
We have 8 minutes.
but he's back now. So I'm going with the Giants.
First game.
All right, rapid fire, baby. Commanders versus Colts. All right.
Yeah.
Just say who you're gonna win, not why. Let's go.
I'm gonna give a little information. Can't hold myself back here. The Colts. I don't know, man. Terrible season. Jonathan Taylor hasn't shown himself. Commanders, though. Brian Robinson. Tough offseason, but he's definitely shown himself to be one of the top 15 running backs. I'm going with the Commanders.
I'm going with Commanders.
The Commanders are going to win this game.
49ers versus Rams. Obvious choice here.
No, I don't think it's that obvious.
Rams won the Super Bowl last year, so.
I don't know, man. The Rams, I know they have him in them, but 49ers with Christian McCaffrey, it's unstoppable.
49ers. All right. 49ers once again. I have them going far this year. Not Super Bowl level, but maybe Super Bowl level, honestly. Depending on how Christian McCaffrey performs, right? So, 49ers, I'm going with them.
I don't like the Rams. They
49ers.
had the no call. Not deserve to be in that Super Bowl.
Okay. Let's
49ers
go.
win.
Packers versus Bills. Very obvious choice.
Bills.
Bills.
Haven't shown a lack of anything this year.
Aaron Rodgers now to lead a team. I got the Packers.
Bengals. What?
Our
Oh,
last-
we didn't do Titans Texans, did we?
This is not a very great game. Neither have had a good season. Texans, I don't know, man. Titans, Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
I'm going to go with Titans.
Gotta go with the Titans. Thank you, 6 minutes.
Texans have Derek Stingley going with the Texans.
All right. Bengals versus Browns. What do you think, Jimmy?
Bengals, man. Joe Burrow had a great week.
Great week.
Throwing for 375 yards in the first half. Hasn't been shown in years. So, for that reason, I'm going to have to go with the Bengals. Great offense.
All right. Also, Bengals, Nikki Six. What do you think? Gotta go back to Joe Burrow,
Bengals
Jamar
get
Chase.
Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, Lyle Collins, and Tyler Shelvin.
Yep. All right. So, the question of the day: is Christian McCaffrey still a top 5 running back?
Personally, I think he is. He has the skill to be one, but
100%.
with the lack of knowledge for the 49ers playbook, he will not be one this week. But future in the season, he will be a top 5 running
I
back.
like it. I like that. All right. I'm gonna say that he's not top 5 at the moment. I'm gonna go with the same reason as Jude Mo. Once again, he has the potential. He has the skill. He has the motor. He has, the athleticism. But at the moment, no. 6.
No, I do not think he is because he tore his ACL, and that is a tear in a ligament in your knee.
All right. We're gonna go James Robinson value. How do we value James Robinson?
James Robinson, tough time with the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence really been picking up the passing game. Jets, on the other hand, not really. So I'm going to go that he's going to be a future top 10, maybe even lower running back for the future.
All right. We're just gonna skip past that. All right, D-Hop. How are we valuing D-Hop? He's coming off the suspension. He got 20
No.
PPR points.
I'll give it to Nick. I'll give it to Nicky Six. Give it to Nicky Six.
D-Hop takes steroids, and I respect that.
All right.
So-
You do respect that?
Yeah, I respect it now. My opinions have changed.
All right. I too agree that D-Hop probably top 15 receivers right now. All right,
Gus Edwards.
Gus the Bus, right? Coming off injury.
That's all you.
It's a toss-up right now. All right. Let's see. We're gonna go
Michael Thomas.
Michael Thomas. Injury.
He's a baby. He doesn't know what real football is.
Really skilled, but very injury prone.
56.
Good team.
All right, Keenan Allen. How we seeing Keenan Allen?
Keenan Allen, very injury prone this year. I think Justin Herbert might pick it up a little bit with a fresh receiver. So I'm gonna go future top 20 receiver.
Trying to put the camera up.
No,
This has been Set the Tone podcast.